I think one of the great things about Leighton Park was that it allowed you to do things. When we got together and said, can we make a film, we were encouraged to do it.
It started because when we joined the school, we were shown the film made in the 1930s. And we thought it was dreadfully old-fashioned and no idea what the school was like now. And so about time we had another one. And we got up a petition to say there's some money available for suitable projects. Can we please use it for that? The school embraced the idea and helped us do it. And we were very grateful.
I went on to become a professional film director, producer, but I didn't direct this one. James Clark, who I think creatively probably was the mastermind behind the film. He directed it. I was asked to come along because I had started work in the film industry and I owned a 16mm camera. Cameras were intended for silent film shooting and we didn't have any method of synchronizing dialogue, but in the film itself we did manage to shoot sound separately and then match it to our film.
It was all very, very basic, but bear in mind, in 1959, tape recorders had only just come in, and of course there were no battery ones. We had to have mains taken out on long reels and plugged in, and you'll see in the school film we had an outdoor collect outside and we had to get miles of cable to get the sound going, and I was hidden behind a bush by the sundial. We had the whole school assembled there and it had to be filmed in one take, and it was.
James was really quite adventurous in his wanting to get the very latest in filmmaking styles, and he liked the idea of a moving camera. And we didn't have any camera dollies that you would have in the professional world, so we used my rear-engined Renault car, and we had people pushing it, and I sat with the camera in where the engine would normally be in the front, and the camera then tracked along as Mr. Armstead and other masters came out.
The film indoors, it had very bright lights and it had to be quite close to your subject, and that meant that we couldn't, for instance, film one of the theatrical or musical productions, which was quite a shame really, because that was one of the things I remember Leighton Park for in particular. But we did what we could with what we had. The story of the film was written by James Clark, but this commentary was written by George Hill. It was a very literary commentary, and I spoke it, and that was up in your loft, projecting the film while I spoke the commentary, and you added in the music and put in the lip-sync dialogue where appropriate.
The commentary was written almost as rather like a love affair with the school. It was very, very flowery prose, but it gave the film a completely new dimension.
High summer, and the trees perversely wrap themselves up in robes and mufflers of leaves. Their beauty brings out the artists. The struggle continues to make the perfect image in the mind tangible and visible.
He wasn't simply describing what went on in front of the lens, he was giving it a totally new dimension. And it was a sort of love affair with the school. I mean, it's a strange thing to describe it as that, but he did get the essence of what Leighton Park is about. And I think if the film is successful in any way, that is what it does. It creates, it shows the way things were, and I hope to some degree still are.
Yes, I mean, we made it to show what the film was like at the time. Yes. Now it's a historic record of what things were like 53, 54 years ago, which is an incredible thought.